From pieces being used that literally don't exist to bricks breaking the laws of physics, here are impossible LEGO sets that LEGO actually released. First off, there's the extremely vintage 420 police car from the old LEGO days. This set came out in 1973. That means it's 52 years old. That's older than most of you watching this video. It only has 19 pieces and 5 steps, but it uses a building technique that's really illegal, as you might have spotted already. There's a LEGO plate in between another plate. LEGO has come out and specifically said that placing bricks like this puts a great amount of stress on them and should never be done. Yet, it seems like in this case, they broke their own rules and printed instructions to prove it. This next one isn't impossible because of some LEGO mistake or error that was missed, it just fully breaks the known laws of physics. With this $55 Sandy's Power Loader mech set, something is very wrong. Carefully look at the end of the mech staff. Did you spot it yet? Look at the 2 claw pieces on top. They're supposed to be clipped, but somehow they're just floating there. This is physically impossible, yet it appears on every single promotional picture for this set. Fortunately, it's fixed in the box art, but how does this even happen? It either has to be a CGI image that glitched or just pure magic. If that one's crazy, this one is just straight ridiculous. This LEGO Frozen 2 set is pretty cute, great for kids that enjoy Disney, but Kohl's doesn't think so, because when you go to buy this set on their website, it's marked as 18+. What is being built in this Frozen set that's only for adults? It also says this set has 678 pieces, which for the $10 price tag is a crazy bargain. Oddly enough, on other websites like Target, it's completely fine. Rated for kids and with 53 pieces, the correct amount. My theory is that LEGO made a mistake and then Kohl's didn't notice it, or maybe LEGO sent them new images, but they never bothered to update it. Whatever it was, something went wrong. Imagine buying a small set for your child and it has over 600 pieces and is not made for kids. Then there's the XL15 Spaceship set. This is a really cool looking set as the spaceship is tilting and that's always hard to design, but the LEGO designers have officially done it. Anyways, as you're putting together the minifigure and its weapon, you'll notice it requires a small sticker. The instructions tell you to put a sticker on the side of the bazooka, but as soon as you go to the next step, there's something kinda weird for those who notice it. It shows the same sticker that's been used already being put on the side of the figure's legs. Although there are some rare really small LEGO stickers, one this small would be crazy, and I'm not sure how this sticker even teleported from the rocket launcher. This Kai Fighter set is an interesting one. It includes a little Easter egg. On the left wing of the jet, there is a sticker with the text TS70721. The 70721 is actually the LEGO set number, but I wonder what the TS stands for. Anyways, as you can see, the set has 2 minifigures, one being the villainous General Cryptor holding a big shoulder-mounted weapon which looks pretty much like a bazooka. This is included in all of the illustrations of the set, but as you're building him, you'll notice something is really off. The instructions actually tell you to build the bazooka the opposite way. If you actually decide to build the gun this way, it looks ridiculously big for the general holding it. As funny as it looks though, it is in the official instructions, so I guess you'll have to follow it. On the other hand, what if you can't even understand the instructions, leaving the build impossible to complete? For some reason, it seems like on this page, the entire box art is being mixed behind the instructions. This might genuinely be one of the most misprinted pieces of LEGO items I've ever seen. Even though the instructions printed are technically right, you'll probably not be able to understand them. Weird enough, this isn't even a one-off mistake. It's on every copy of this set ever sold, and incredibly, somehow even the digital PDF version has this same mistake. It must be some sort of internal graphic error, as this is definitely one of a kind. While graphical errors do happen and you can't always blame LEGO for it, you definitely can for this one. LEGO has blundered so hard on this set that while building, even seasoned builders would think their build is impossible to complete. This is the Mandalorian Fang Fighter vs TIE Interceptor set, having a pretty cool rendition of the TIE Interceptor, but it'll be hard to appreciate that if you can't even complete it. Let's open the box. It has 8 bags of pieces, which is great. Now let's look at the instruction booklets. Bag 1 through 3 for the Fang Fighter. Good. Bag 4 through 7 for the TIE Interceptor. Okay. And finally, bag 8. It's apparently not used anywhere. Even the opening pages of the instruction booklet say the build will be finished by bag 7. This will leave you gobsmacked until you get to page 92, where they finally utilize the bag to make the last 2 wing panels. Would have been nice to know this beforehand, And as usual, even the online instructions still have this error. This set is an entire cornucopia of impossibilities. It's the 2012 Force Police Station set with 633 pieces, a couple minifigs, and a couple cool vehicles. But the cover of the booklet is what's interesting about this set. Firstly, notice the police plaque front and center. Just behind it, there's this yellow rail placed exactly 2 studs away from the edge. Keep a note of this. I thought it looked alright, but clearly LEGO didn't think so, because once you open up the instructions and start building, things are very different. If you remember, the yellow rail was 2 studs away from the edge. Well, now it's been moved 1 stud over. You'd think that this is just a small error, but that's not all. What about the police plaque? It's been moved to the complete opposite side of the building for some reason. And that's not even the biggest change. You'll now also need to build an entire tree and place it out front. When you go back to the cover, this tree doesn't exist at all. It's so different from the box art, it seems like this set must have gone through many last-minute revisions. Although it's really fun getting a chance like this to have a sneak peek into LEGO's developmental process. The Hogwarts Astronomy Tower set is a similarly small-sized pretty set with some nice exclusives. Though there are a couple of things that have clearly been overlooked. Let's go through them. As we open the instruction manual, one of the first few pages is an index, an overview of what each bag will contain. That's pretty normal. But look at the reference image for bag 6. An entire spire is just missing, gone. But something else is missing as well. In bag 6, you'll be surprised with Draco Malfoy, as it says in the instructions, even though in the overview, bag 6 was supposed to have no minifigures. So, where did Malfoy run off to? Bag 5. That's right. On here, it shows that Malfoy comes in bag 5. So now you might be wondering what actually comes in bag 5 instead. The exclusive Luna Lovegood minifigure. All of these definitely add up and end up convoluting and making the building process so confusing. This set, while being super fun and small with 159 pieces, might leave you even more confused. Pretty clean looking, right? Well, let's build it. Step 27, everything's going well. Step 28, everything's going great. Flip the page, step 30. Wait. Step 30? Yep. For some reason, step 29 in this set is completely gone, vanished. There are no parts missing, nothing skipped, yet the step is missing. This would definitely give me a mild panic attack, thinking my build is impossible to finish. LEGO's out here treating instruction numbers like they're optional, when that's just not true. Alright, this one is a bit sneaky. LEGO dropped this Turtle Beach Minecraft set in 2022, and it's pretty cute looking. Do you think this flower growing directly in front of the pillar here looks pretty? If you did, you'd be devastated as we open the instruction booklet because your flower has moved. It's still there, don't worry, but instead of being by the pillar, it is now by the dock. This is clearly a very small mistake, but how do you even get this wrong? Did no one notice this while shooting the product images? Editing them, adding them? That wasn't the only time the image product team were sleeping on the job. In the 2015 red creature set with 221 pieces, you can build different red creatures, one of them being the scorpion. If you look at it in the box art or on the official website, right above the claws, it feels wrong. That's because it is. One important piece is missing. When comparing it to the instructions, there's a black 1x1 cheese wedge that provides a nice finished look, which has somehow vanished from the images. Maybe the photographer just didn't like it or was too lazy. We never know. For the 2022 school day set, one person must have been fired for letting this happen. In the set, bags 4 and 5 were completely misnumbered. This is not just a small mistake. Imagine as you're building, you open a new bag only to find none of the pieces you need in there, leaving the build impossible to complete. Thankfully, LEGO caught it and put a sticker on top to fix the issue instead of just repackaging it. Although I haven't seen this type of mistake before, so I guess it's a cool thing to keep and brag to all your LEGO friends about. In this ravishing looking Poe Dameron build, LEGO seems to be breaking the laws of physics known to man yet again. In the second to last page of the instruction, it calls for you to attach the blaster with a Technic Red Pin. Seems good to me. Well, in the very next step, it completely vanishes from its spot and ends up in a completely new one, hanging right in the air. LEGO seems to have a thing for destroying a little physics. That's not the only thing that will leave you confused in one of Poe's sets though. In his XWing Fighter set with over 750 pieces, the LEGO quality control team might have been sleeping on the job. On page 99 of the instructions, there's a small mistake. It first requires you to put 2 pieces and then remove 1. That doesn't seem quite right, but LEGO never makes mistakes, right? What's weird is this same assembly is in the set once again, but here it's normal and fixed. How is it wrong once but fixed in the next? Anyways, are you ever building something and end up questioning your entire existence? Well, that's exactly what happens here. As you're building this dragon in this fancy looking medieval castle, on step 28 and 30, it says to use two 1x2 plates with connectors, but the build only uses one each time. If this was only there once, it would still be alright, but the fact that it's on both legs is mildly irritating and pretty ridiculous. I wonder how many people were left confused, questioning their sanity after this. In this Star Wars set, something really weird is happening. As you're building this Imperial Armored Marauder, look here between steps 30 and 31. A random 2x1 brick appears randomly out of nowhere. No step showing you to place it, this piece just appears magically. If that wasn't enough, it happens once again between steps 47 and 48. You might think it's a printing error, but no. It's also present in the online instructions. This would definitely confuse the heck out of me if I was building it. If you're a fan of the same mistake happening twice and being gaslit, you're in for a treat. In this impressive Batcave set with close to 4,000 bricks, and all nearly the same color might I add, things are bound to get mixed up, and they do. In step 964 of book 4, it asks you to place a couple of bricks including two 1x1 gray bricks, but in the diagram, only one of them is placed. After you've scratched your head for a couple of minutes thinking it might be impossible to complete your build, realize it's a mistake and go to the next step, it happens once again. In this step, it once again calls for two 1x1 bricks, but only one is placed. If their job was to bamboozle the builders, they've definitely succeeded. Worse than a brick being called for and then not used is a brick that doesn't even exist. In the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit set, when you hop onto step 17, the part list shows 4 yellow steering wheels. To me, those parts seem very odd. That's because in the entire history of LEGO, there have only been 2 sets that use 4 yellow steering wheels. The TTX double-stacked car from 2005 and the 2021 Cargo Connect Explore set from LEGO Education Edition. What's weirder is that the 4 yellow steering wheels are not given in the set, making this step impossible to do. But if you weren't confused enough, when you look closely, the steering wheels are not even used in the step, so it's being displayed there for no reason at all. This is a once-in-a-lifetime LEGO mistake, and it's still there on LEGO's official website right now. You might think that was ridiculous enough already, but that wasn't the only problem with this set. When a person on Reddit was making their set and eventually reached bag 4, they found an unbelievable mistake. In this bag, you get to make the minifigure for the brand new Han Solo, which might I say looks pretty handsome. Anyways, the builder didn't get to make this minifig as intended because they got a single white leg and single brown leg instead of them both being brown like it should be. This is a very rare manufacturing mistake and impossible to fix unless you have another pair of brown legs laying around. Unfortunately for this Redditor, it's also not a very valuable error that can be sold for a lot, unlike this one, which could be pretty lucrative. For this Star Wars LEGO box, clearly the stars weren't aligned because the entire box is an error. For some reason, the whole box was misprinted, being off-center and wrapping around to the other side. The set is actually not that hard and pieces inside were perfectly okay, but I don't know how this extreme mistake even got through LEGO's QC, though it might just be the luck of the buyer, as misprinted items like these can fetch some money for the right collector. So which impossible LEGO sets did you find the craziest? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching, and please subscribe.